Now, wrap that around your heart. Come on, Pat, let's dance.
Oh, I love it.
I didn't hear you coming.
Well, friend, it's good to see you.
Thank you, Helen. Thank you. Then you aren't annoyed?
Quite the contrary. I've wondered why you hadn't done it sooner.
You see, I happened to be driving by.
And you just dropped in.
Yes.
As for you, you're looking splendid.
Oh, I'm feeling very well, considering.
Of course. Do sit down. I'll ring for tea.
Thank you. It's very restful here. Out here in the country, I mean.
You say that as if you're tired, Brent.
I'm afraid I am, my dear.
Does the present Mrs. Parr allow that?
Allow me to get tired?
Allow you to call another woman my dear?
Oh, excuse me, Helen. Habit.
Habits are hard to break.
You think so?
I haven't any.
Oh.
Oh, that's a gorgeous tie, Brent.
Yes?
I'm afraid when Henry sees it, he'll want it.
Oh, too young for me, huh?
Oh, nothing's too young for you.
I'm nearly 50.
Nonsense. A man's no older than he feels.
Oh, I'm not that old. You know, it's strange, but I feel younger right now than I have for some time.
Then you'd better come out occasionally and be rejuvenated.
Thank you.
The country air, I mean.
I should like to come out occasionally.
What will Mrs. Parr say?
You mean I really may come, Helen?
It seems harmless enough.
Why, call. And would you mind very much if I didn't tell her?
Not so very much. You see, you look very tired. I think you need an occasional letdown. And to be beneficial, you should have your letdown with the least amount of trouble.
You know, you're very understanding, Helen.
The other woman always is, isn't she?
Yes.
Is your tea all right?
Tea. Now, that's almost a forgotten word in my vocabulary.
There's no one in Mr. Parr's office, ma'am. I'm sure this time. Well, if old Daddy can't do better than that, it's just too bad. We'll have dinner without him. Come along, everybody.
That's just fine for me. Nix. She's my partner.
Say, you two swallow the rest of your cocktail. I'm going to take his dumpling.
Oh, all the way.
Come on there, dumpling little dog. Come on, baby. Come on.
Oh, you're both sleepy.
I'm going to bed. Had a hard day.
Poor child, so you did. Good night.
Good night, Dad.
Good night, my boy. Good night.
Come again soon. Don't be such a stranger.
I won't, son.
Say, Mother, why can't he come out for a weekend? Let him use the spare room like Rawlings does.
Rawlings stays here?
Yes. He likes the new country club golf course. It gives him an early start Sunday morning.
Better stay out and try it yourself some Sunday, Dad. The best links in the state. Okay, you and Mother fix it up. So long. Come on, laddie.
Good night, my boy. I can't believe it.
Believe what?
That this man Rawlings stays here, under the same roof with you.
Why not? The roof is adequately divided by walls. Occasionally, other couples come out, too. I've grown quite fond of entertaining. I see you still walk violently at times.
Why shouldn't I?
I consider it the most banal of indoor sports. Well, I guess that's the end of Rummy for this evening. And it's time you went home.
Is Rawlings coming?
Not tonight.
He must never come again.
Oh, aren't you confusing your establishment?
Huh. I have certain rights here.
Well, you're quite welcome. The same as Dick Rawlings is. That is, if you behave as nicely as Dick does.
A fine one he turned out to be. My friend.
Oh, there. Now, don't excite yourself, or you'll destroy all the benefits of your rest. Run along home. And I do hope that Mrs. Parr won't scold you for not coming home to dinner.
That will be all right.
Oh, liberal, is she?
Is Rawlings coming this weekend?
I haven't asked him yet.
Would you mind asking me for a change?
That would be a change.
What do you mean?
I'm afraid it's getting into considerably deeper and less respectable waters.
I don't see why.
Rawlings hasn't a wife.
No. I'll take care of that.
You always did. I hope you're more adept than formerly. It used to be such a simple matter to catch you in a lie then.
May I come?
Oh, how you cling to one thought at a time.
May I come?
You may.
Thanks.
Because I think you need a rest from your hectic existence. And Henry plays a good game of golf now.
Thank you, Helen.
And I leave it to you to manage Mrs. Paul in your own subtle way. Good night.
Helen,
Well,
must you see Rawlings again?
well, the situation hasn't gotten beyond control. But I shall see him. I'll have to make it Friday since you're coming out Saturday.
You callously tell me that. What do you suppose I'll be doing all Friday night?
Oh, it wouldn't be proper to ask.
There, I know I can trust you.
Well, if Rawlings does, why shouldn't you?
I've always respected you, Helen, above every woman in the world.
We don't know each other well enough to talk that way. Now, you better run along home before Mrs. Parr becomes too annoyed. I'll expect you Saturday.
Good night.
Good night. Oh.
Hey, get out, you. Get out.
Did naughty old Daddy.
Take this away,
Did he
please.
hurt
Take it
my
away.
little sweetheart? Is that what
Thank
he
you.
did, huh? Did he scare my little darling? He's a bad boy.
I'm sorry, dear.
Kiss him and make him happy. Hello? Oh, hello, Dumpling. How's the last million holding out? Any left? You want to buy a party with it? Tonight? We'll be there. Sure, he'll come.
What's that, dear?
Dumplings is pulling a party tonight.
I'm sorry, I can't go.
Oh, he says he's sorry he can't come. He wants to know what's wrong.
Oh, it's that Cleveland business again.
Oh, Daddy. Gotta go to Cleveland again.
I'm sorry, dear. Business.
He's gotta go to Cleveland. Sure, I believe my Daddy. I can shoot a telephone call to the Cleveland Club any time I like. And they'll shoot an answer right back explaining why he's not there. Sure, I'll come to your party. Daddy doesn't want me to be lonesome. Bye-bye.
Peggy, you shouldn't talk that way even in fun. What'll old Croft think?
He'd think it anyhow.
I hope you realize how very important this Cleveland business really is.
Oh, I'm gonna hate that city if it keeps tearing you away from my arms.
Do you miss me when I have to take these trips?
Oh, if you only knew, Daddy.
Well, it's only for the weekend.
But that's the wickedest part of the week, Daddy.
Huh?
Oh, I was only fooling. Suppose I come along.
No, you'd be bored.
But it's not the same when you're not here. I don't know what I'd do if you were a traveling man.
Well, I'll bring you a nice present for being lonesome.
Oh, just bring home your precious self. That would be present enough for me, Daddy.
Will it, dear?
Of course, honey buns. But on second thought, it would be awfully nice if you opened a new account at Ronald's for me, Daddy.
Gladly, dear, gladly.
Oh,
Anything you say.
You sweet, precious darling. Kiss me. Come on.
No, don't do that. No, get away from me, you little devil. Oh, no.